Hey there, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my August beauty favorites, and it's a pretty good mix of a good amount of skincare this month, and just a few makeup products. So let's get started with the makeup products. Two products that I've talked about before, but I've been mixing them together and loving the effect. It's actually what I'm wearing today on my skin, and it's the Sicily Tinted Sunscreen Cream, which I love just in and of itself. It's such a great sunscreen. But it's, as we'll be transitioning into fall, I love the texture of it. It looks so good on the skin, and it's kind of gives like this natural finish. Not naturally matte, not dewy, thank goodness, but just this natural finish to the skin. And I love, for being a tinted sunscreen, it gives really great coverage. But I knew it was going to be a little too dark, so I was like, what can I mix it with? So I had this Surreal Skin Foundation Wand in shade number 1, which is beautiful on its own, but it was a little too pale for me. So I was like, let me mix the two together. Voila. Love the look. It's kind of this like fresh, and oh, you see that highlight right there? That's in here today too. Look at that. 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 Ugh. And I'm not like a complete, Instagram makeup person, with like the highlight and the contour and that kind of thing. But when I find a good highlight, ooh, I love it. Okay, so let me, got redirected, back on track. Love these two together. Really gives like a nice finish to the skin, and the color is perfect for me. So it's not too dewy, it's not too matte. All right, moving on to two other color products, and one of them I'm wearing today. The Marc Jacobs blushes. They have the kinkiest names and the cheekiest names. Literally, one is called Kinks and Kisses. This one that I have that I've showed before. And then this one that I'm wearing on my cheeks today, that's not the highlight though. This is Flesh and Fantasy. I've been wearing this a lot because it's a little plummier on my cheeks, and I kind of like that. I kind of liked it with the subtle eyes today and the really strong lip, which is also in my video today. But these, the texture is feels like nothing. It's so light. When I felt it, I was like, well, that's a little bit of nothing. How's that going to show up? It showed me because I swirled my brush and it put it on my cheek, and I was like, whoa, so much color, but really blends beautifully. And you can't even see these on the skin. The color you can, but the texture, they have taken finely milling powder to like a whole other level with this. So if you've been thinking about getting a Marc Jacobs Air Blush, now is your time. The Kinks and Kisses also is a really cute, like, peachy pink shade, which I really enjoyed. So I just got those two. I mean, I really did enjoy them. Would I buy more colors? I don't know. I have so many blushes and all that sort of thing. So sometimes I'm like, even if I love something, I'm like, do I really need more shades? Okay. And let's move on. Ooh, a brush. I have talked before about e.l.f. brushes. There is an e.l.f., the Face Flawless Foundation brush or something. It's a big kind of fluffy foundation brush that I've talked in many, many videos about before. Such a good brush. And it is $6. $6. I forgot to check how much this brush is, but it's like this little kabuki brush. One of the softest brushes I've ever felt. Like, I would just pay someone to just do this for me. And I just lay there and just rub this all over my body. It is the softest brush. I like to use it. I've been using it recently for like loose powder and that sort of thing. Or if my foundation is too light, I've been dipping it in some bronzer and just kind of buffing my bronzer in. And it's more of like a buffing brush. But it is not as dense. It's definitely like I can kind of pull the bristles together versus like some kabuki brushes I have, which are like, they're really soft, but they're dense. There's so much hair in them. You can barely even put your hands around and kind of squeeze together. So it's definitely a little bit, not as dense, but it does the job, and it is so soft. I don't know the name of it. I will find it and obviously link it below. I don't know the price of it, but it's e.l.f., so it's going to be super affordable. All right. I finally tried this and was so excited that I did and loved it. The Alpha H Liquid Gold. Liquid gold with glycolic acid. So it's a acid toner, and I put it on a cotton pad, which I'm not always a fan of cotton pads. I like pre-moistened pads, but I'm not always a fan of putting stuff on a pad. do the glow tonic and a few, like I have a toner here that I really enjoy doing that with. But I don't always know whether it gives me as strong of exfoliation. Oh yeah. Now, it's quite, I was thinking it was going to be very, very strong. And it was mild, which I liked. It was enough where I could feel that it was working. I feel a little bit of tingling, and by the next morning my skin was so smooth and so soft. But I can use it pretty much, I use it every other night. And I don't use it twice a day because that's just a little too much for me. And if I find that if my skin feels like maybe it's too exfoliated, I just know my skin very well. If I'm getting little dry patches or whatever, that is normally a sign like you're exfoliating too much, pump the brakes. I'll maybe go to like every third night. But it is as great as everyone says, and it is such a, I like that it just falls in the middle for me as a acid toner. Speaking of, and I've been following up that toner with, okay, so you all know I'm like a huge Essence fan, and the Lipari came out with their new Skin Caviar Essence in Lotion. It's decadent. It is decadent. It has a little bit of shimmer even to it. So the SK2 facial treatment essence is in a whole category of its own, but it's very, very watery and it's very liquidy, but I do see great results with this. This was such a unique texture because it was thicker than your average water. So it's mixture between a water and a gel, and really intense hydration. Within just about 2 weeks, I really began to see like a refining of my pores. Like it really, my pores began to look very, very minimized. My skin looked very even. It looked very radiant, plump, no breakouts. And I used such a small amount. So the key with this, the essence is like put a little bit in the palm of your hand. Essences in general. Put a little palm of your hand and then press it into the skin. And I believe this is Lipari's first essence that they've ever done. So I was really, really excited because I'm a huge Lipari fan. In fact, like after I started using this, I was like, I'm going to pull out a few of my, like got me back onto, you know, when you use a product and you have maybe other products from the line and it like reminds you of how great some other products maybe in the line are. That's what it did. I like started using it and I was like, I'm going to pull out my Lipari foaming cleanser again. I mean, I've talked about this before. I'm sure you guys are familiar with it, but the Lipari foaming cleanser, it's one of the only foaming cleansers that I'm not a big foaming cleanser fan, but it's one of the only ones that I can use that doesn't make my skin feel dry, stripped, tight, just awful. It's a very creamy foam, so it's not like bubble, bubble, bubble. It's more like just a creamy whipped foam. But afterwards my skin is, and then it led me to like, I was like, oh, I have this. I forgot that I had a second bottle of this. The Lipari Cellular Refining Lotion. I believe this was in my Best of Beauty. Not last year, but I believe the year before. You'd have to go back and check. I do Best of Beauty videos. And I had forgotten how much I love. So this is like my regular toner that I would use. And it's like a refining toner. So, but the great thing about the refining toner is it really helped to, you know, give my skin like a slight exfoliation, but it felt incredibly hydrated afterwards. So I would only need to use this. A lot of times with my exfoliating toners or acid toners or whatnot, I would use it and then I would spritz with some, you know, moisture afterwards or an essence. I can go with just this and my skin is good to go. And it's really, if you have oily skin or you just want like a refining toner but nothing too harsh, that is such a great toner. And then I went like Lipari crazy. I'm like, oh, and I'm gonna pull out the old eye cream. I have like my Skin Caviar eye complex and then the Skin Caviar eye cream. And if you've never tried the complex and you're looking for, someone said to me it was like, it gives like this instant tightening effect. And I was like, oh yeah, it does. Yeah, whatever. And I was like, I mean, I know I've had products before that do like things like that, but I'm always skeptical. I'm like the queen of skepticism. And I put it on and I was like, whoa, it does have like this instant tightening effect. And then the Caviar Cream for the eye, it's very, very rich, but does not, I don't find that I get milia with this. which is really unique because with a lot of rich eye creams, I like using rich eye creams because it helps with like I get dry around the eye, especially when I wake up in the morning. But this I don't. And it's just, but you know, it's great because it smooths out my under eye area. It helps with like dark circles, puffiness, dryness. It's one of those eye creams that, I mean, and it should, I mean, it's quite a pretty penny, but it just kind of does everything. And then I like also, it's like my Skin Caviar, like I went back to the whole Skin Caviar line. I have the sheer, the Luxe Cream sheer. So they have the Luxe Cream, but the sheer is so, it has like the richness of the Luxe Cream, but it feels weightless on the skin. And then this is my second bottle of this, the Skin Caviar Liquid Lift. And it's just a kind of a lifting, firming serum. But one of the things that I found when I was using this, which I was surprised because it wasn't listed on the kind of results, was I really found that my, I was having some breakouts and my breakouts were clearing up and the dark spots were going away and my pores looked a lot more minimized. And I just kept using that, and every time I would go back to that, I would see those same results. But it never said that was one of the results. So that was my experience, even though I read like what it's supposed to do. And I was like, oh, it's supposed to lift and firm and all that great stuff. And I'm like, but I have this whole other additional benefits, which was great. So, sorry, I got off on like a Lipari tangent, but I started using a bunch of products back into my routine. And I was like, well, I'll just mention it all at one time when I'm talking about the essence in the video. Okay, so we've got a few more color products to talk about. One is a highlight that just, I mean, is that not, it's stunning. It is the Topo Luminizing Face Enhancer in shade number 16. This is the new one. It's, if you haven't tried the Topo, I mean, you're barely going to be able to see it on my arm there. It looks like a little bit of nothing, but on my cheeks, oh yeah. I mean, this is just, if you haven't tried the Topo Luminizing Face Enhancers, I would recommend. They are stunning. They look very, very shimmery in the packaging, and I was kind of like, no, way too shimmery, like, no disco ball here. No, it's so finely milled. And it's just, it's one of the best highlighters out there. This number 16 is beautiful. It's a little silvery, but I don't find, I mean, I think this is my third one I have from them. Oops. But they are all, one is not better than the other. They're all so beautiful. You could just pick one and a color that you're drawn to. And they're really great on a variety of skin tones. I was worried looking at them. I was like, are they going to look too chalky or powdery? They really don't. They are so beautiful on a wide variety of skin tones. All right, the last, and I've got one eye product, and then the last are lip products. Sephora collection. This eye pencil, it's in shimmer. I don't know. Taupe. 04 Taupe. I'm like, what is it? This eye pencil, oh my gosh. Such a beautiful color for fall. It's like this gorgeous silvery taupe shade. And I mean, like you have one jumbo eye pencil, you have them all, I get it. But I tried this, they had sent me some of their Sephora collection products and like a whole bunch of stuff. And I obviously pulled this out. I was like, oh look, brown. How unique for me. But I put it on and then, I don't know, like I know I really love a product when I just like, I'm going to wear it again today. I'll wear it again today. I'll wear it again today. And I don't want to change. Like I'm just loving the look and I just keep it consistent. So this one in 04 Taupe, absolutely beautiful. I don't find that it creased at all on me. I was wearing it on some hot and humid days. Just a hint of shimmer, not too much, but was really, really impressed. Another Sephora lip collection product is Sephora Cream Lip Stain. This is in the shade number 13. Okay, so this is, you're going to be like, Marie, this is such a dark color for you. I'm like, I know, but it is, look at that mauve. And I do not like mauve. I do not like plums typically, and mauve, it is the most gorgeous fall lip color. And these two together, this is how I wear it. I wear it with this on the eyes and then this on the lips. And maybe I'll do like a plummy blush or like my Marc Jacobs, kind of that neutrally blushed, like the one which is the one I'm wearing today. I just love the combo. It's so beautiful, so fall-like. Really enjoyed that. Okay, then the color I'm wearing today, Charlotte Tilbury, Tell Laura. I need to tell everybody about Tell Laura. The color, it's the most beautiful red. It's like this, I don't know how it's looking to you guys because I'm looking at my little screen here, but in person, it's very orange. It's red, but it is more on the orange with a hint of red than it is red with a hint of orange, which I love. So if you like Lady Danger from MAC or Morange from MAC, like really bold, rich oranges with just a hint of red, this Tell Laura shade is so beautiful. I'm just making sure I didn't smudge this on my shirt. Okay, and the last one, another e.l.f. product, and this is their Touch of Pink lipstick, and called the shade Touch of Pink. This, for a neutral, like, I've been wearing this just as like a nude lip. Oh my gosh. The color is stunning. It's this peachy pink that is not too sheer, not too pigmented, and just absolutely glorious. e.l.f. had sent me some products to test out, and I kind of glossed over the lipsticks. I don't know, I was like playing with the brush. I was like, oh, this is so nice. And I kind of glossed over the lipsticks, and then I was needing a lip one day when I was running out, and I grabbed this one, and I was like, that is absolutely beautiful. So I have worn this a ton this month. And, it's the Beautifully Bare Satin Lipstick in the shade Touch of Pink. As always, I'll link everything below, but I found the name. So, but, I mean, just perfection. All right, so those are my August beauty favorites. I'll link everything below, as always. If you guys have any questions or you want to let me know what you've been loving, I always love to hear everyone's favorites. I mean, half the time the stuff that I discover is from recommendations from you guys, and then I'll be like, I need to go try that. So I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.